So good night. I just want to show you kind of pretty quickly how to set up this ELRS Gyro. So what I did is I have a new version of the Lua. You will say 17 Gyro. One of the special things that this code has is that it allows multiple nested level of menus that the previous version didn't. So you will see why is that important once we go to the gyro. So going pretty quickly with them, let's start with brand new model. So we select the receiver. This is a HelloRadio 8 channels gyro receiver. It will load and you will see the options for gyro. So it takes a little bit to load because there is a lot of menus, but you will see the option for gyro. So let's go to it. And now you see everything should be off. The version right now is 1.1. 1 is the kind of my debugging for configuration in the memory of the receiver, and 1 is the software version, but that will be changing. So let's go to model setup. So that's where we set up a brand new model. So I have a version for a quick setup, so you don't have to do much things here. So my little plastic model here is a 2 ailerons normal tail. So we'll set it up to 2 aileron and normal tail. So that will execute and that will create the plane configuration.
Telemetry recovered.
So now, if we see how the plane is set up, you will see that the switches, it will be at 1 rate is off,
Gyro off.
like here. Then at 0,
Gyro
it
off.
will be rate. And
Auto
at
level
100, it will be level.
Gyro off.
So you can have up to 5, so you can do a curve to use either the top buttons or something like that. But by default, it will create the 3 ones. So now, for example, some of the inputs, you will see that channel 1 is the roll channel, 2 is the pitch, 3 is mapped to nothing, 4 is the rudder, the jaw, and then there are some specials that are, for example, the 9 is my mode switch control, and the 10 is my master gain. So all that is configured by default. But if you want to change something, that's where you do it. The outputs also, it will have channel 1 aileron, channel 2, it will be the elevator, channel 3 is the throttle, so nothing in there. And I have the channel 6 is where I set the other aileron. So I'm gonna go back to it. Then that's kind of what the model is for. So looks like everything is set up properly right now. So now we will do by the gyro settings. So by default, the gyro will be off when you install the new firmware. So we need to turn the functionality on. Otherwise, it will behave like a regular receiver. So one of the things that we have to do is calibration. So we have to do a level calibration first. So we'll do that. And the receiver, in this case, we want it in a flat surface. So we click OK.
Telemetry lost.
And it calibrated the gyro. Then the other thing that we want to know is how is the orientation in the model. So we want to say detect orientation. So right now is the horizontal position. That's fine. And now we need to understand how is the directed. So we're going to put this as a nose up. And that detects the orientation. So can be right now it's only flat, but that works. So now the other thing that we want is the stick calibration. So we need the gyro to learn how much to move. Like right now, for example, if I turn on auto level, you see that the surface moved a lot. So with the stick calibration, it will learn. So right now the sticks are centered, okay? So it learned where is the center, and now we need to move the sticks to all the directions. So it will learn the travel of the servos. Okay?
Telemetry lost.
So now the gyro
Telemetry recovered.
will not move more than that. Do you see that it decreases? So now, for example, here, we're checking that the movements moves correctly. Right now, I am in auto level. And for example, this will be rate. So currently, I have my master gain in the S1 switch up here in the top. So if I reduce it to 0, you see gyro do nothing. If I reduce it to half version, and here will be the more higher rate. So that will be a good start. Now, what are the options that I have? For example, the PIDs right now for each of the channels are configured by default to 35, 0, and 10 for every one of the axes. And also the flight mode settings. Right now, for example, for all the settings, it will have the level trim is 0 degrees, so we don't need anything. This will be like when it is flying, we can adjust a little bit if it needs a little bit more trim or roll. So we can change to minus degrees to nose down to plus degrees to nose up. Same with the roll. And these are the default gains for the rate. So every model, every mode has rate, what is a kind of acceleration gyro, and it also have an angular, like a level is called an angular corrections. So for this mode, these are the defaults. So 30, 40, 50 is probably a good start. Then I have the options for rate if I want to override it, but right now they are not override and shouldn't be angular. That's a bug. In the safe, safe is, for example, that it will protect the bank angle. So it will not go more than 40 degrees of pitch and more than 70 degrees of roll. And the angular gains, that is how much do we want the surfaces to move, they're set to 35. Level is also similar, except that the stick is not telling the plane
Auto level on.
where to move, but like for example in here, we're telling when I move the stick 100%, we want the roll to be 70. That's really what it means. So if I do 30% or 50% of the stick, it will do 35 degrees of bank angle. The same thing for the pitch. So you're really not controlling the servos, but you are controlling the angle that you want. That's why sometimes the level is also called angle demand. And this is to override the gains if you want it in this level. So there is level launch. We want a little bit more pitch, 10 degrees. And then hover, but that's still not fully tested. So it's just different gains. So we go back. For example, if one of the surfaces don't behave in the right direction, we can go to the model setup, and in the outputs, we can say inverted or not. So for example, in here,
RF signal.
we will say in safe, do you see that the ailerons are not moving in the right direction? So I can change it here.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry
And now it
recovered.
will move to the right direction. So if this is like the auto level, so if it banks, it will try to correct it. If it goes nose up, it will try to go down. And the rudder is only angular. So if I try that, so that is working fine. Otherwise, you change the function that you want here. So that's the kind of very basic setup, but it allows you to go to other option and really customize whatever you have.